right, so I'd like to introduce Danny Watkins from Baylor, now a Philadelphia Eagle to you. The questions are, you can fire it at either one of us, just remember it's Danny's day today.
Yeah, what's it been like for you since last night? What have you done? And, how you holding up?
I can't even describe how excited I am. I'm pretty thrilled. It's been a heck of a 24 hours, that's for sure. It's been nothing but a great experience being here, and it's an honor and a privilege to be an Eagle.
What was it like coming in here and seeing the place, facilities, things that you might have heard about the Eagles, and then getting to experience it for yourself?
We pulled up this morning and met with the coach, and Vic was in there, and just got to meet him, and I think that just speaks to the character that he is. Spoke with him, and was, well, I was really excited to meet him, and we were talking, and I think we're ready to get some work done.
What do you have to say?
Talking about getting some work done.
What kind of work is ahead for you as far as making that transition, being NFL ready for when things start? Because there may be some time before you get on the practice field, the situation going on. So what can you do right now?
I don't know too much about what's going to happen in the future here. All I know is that when the conditions are right and come in here, I'm going to bring my work boots and hard hat and come in and be working to trying to come in and contribute right away and make this team win some games.
In normal circumstances, you probably would have maybe gone home and gone right back, but now there's a chance you may not. But if you can't come back here, what are you going to go back down to Waco? What are your plans?
You're going to go back to Waco, just continue training, stay physically in shape, and stay in touch with these guys as much as I can, if possible.
Starstruck to a certain level, and you coming in and meeting Mike and the whole deal?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, we weren't even really planning to go into New York. My draft party was going to consist of sitting around, hanging out with the family in a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt. And I'm sitting here today, so it's I feel like Tom Cruise a little bit, but I'm definitely not used to this, but it's, like I said before, it's been an honor and a privilege.
How did you end up going to New York if you hadn't planned to?
We had, I grew up with, at a fire station, and there was an opportunity to go to FDNY Firehouse, and that was definitely really appealing to myself, and I spoke with some of the guys at the firehouse, and we all came to the conclusion that that'd be something really, really interesting to do, and the family and myself had never been on the Eastern Seaboard before, so we decided to make the trip down here.
What do you remember about that experience talking to those guys at the firehouse? I'm sure they had some tales to tell.
Today we had the opportunity to go and meet some of the members from the Philadelphia Fire Department. It was exactly the same in New York. They embraced you with open arms, and it was like you knew the guys 10, 20 years. No matter where you go, you're going to be a brother fireman somewhere. And being able to travel through the city today and just meet some of the fan base, I'm really excited to be here. It's a beautiful city.
When you were talking last night in the conference call about the coach convincing you to come out for football, how much did that take? And how tough of a decision was it for you?
It wasn't a very difficult decision at all. I played team sports all the way growing up through high school. I wasn't going to be doing anything with the fire service when I was going to college at Butte, and I've always been in a team setting, and I needed something to do, and I figured I'd give football a try.
How big were you then?
A lot skinnier. I think I was about 275 pounds.
What was your first practice like? You hadn't played any organized football at all. When you got out on the field, did you know what to do, where to go?
The first game was more interesting than the first practice, but it actually wasn't that bad. I came in there, I met with the coaches. They were really good. They kind of took me under their wing and taught me the schemes and the plays and just the fundamentals, and took it from there.
What happened in the first game? It was so just.
Because there was some of the stuff that you just can't, that you just couldn't cover in such a short amount of time. So I'm sure there was a few times that quarterback would scramble up.
Did you get discouraged at all or early on?
No. I mean, it's a game. You're having fun.
How long from the first practice to the first game?
2 weeks.
Wow.
Was there a moment in that first game you're like, what am I doing out here? I'm not a football player.
No. I mean, I was having a lot of fun with it. I mean, I grew up playing hockey and rugby, and I mean, it's a team environment. So you're going to be having a good time no matter what you're doing.
Had you been recruited to play football in high school? And did any of the coaches ever approach you?
No, in British Columbia when I was growing up, you played hockey during the winter months, and then the off season you played rugby, and there wasn't really much of a sports club football team.
How do you defenseman in hockey or what?
I was a defenseman, and then the later half of my career, I was I don't know what the word is. The designated goon, I suppose you could say.
What were your impressions of Coach Mudd?
Very knowledgeable. I'm really excited to be working with him.
Why do you think you took it so easily, especially when it comes to the mechanics of the block?
A lot of people ask me that, and I think a lot of it has to do with hockey, just the fundamentals of skating backwards and the knee bend involved, and just the athleticism with rugby.
How were you when you found an interest in firefighting? Was that something going way back when you were a kid? Or?
No, to tell you the truth, it was an excuse to get out of class, go hang out at a fire station. So I figured, hey, nothing will top this, skipping out of math class to go hang out at a fire hall. And I met those guys, and it was I remember, I'll never forget the first day going there. A great bunch of guys, and I remember I came home that night and told the folks, I said, I'm going to be a fireman. I said, okay.
How were you at that point?
Was 16. And I started with the junior program for a year, and it just kind of took off after that.
Your life's filled with some pretty crazy, improbable twists. When you look on that, basically, if you hadn't gotten out of math class, you might not be here. I mean, do you kind of look back and say, is this really all happening?
Yeah. It's funny. Last night was definitely a reality check. I was laying in bed last night, kind of looking back at it all, and I'm really glad I made the decisions that I did.
What did you do after the draft last night? What did you do?
Hung out with family, hung out with some of the members of the FDNY and West Kelowna Fire Department, and we all just hung out and we're talking about things to come.
Danny, the fact that you're 26 and have had all this life experience, how will that help you in the transition to the NFL?
I've been in the real world. I don't. This is a business. This is a job, and I'm going to approach it like that and hope to do well in it.
Okay, thanks.